Welcome to another edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic book podcast. Joining me as always is new Miguel, Jake.
I'm here, Mike Dell, and I think I've figured out how to manipulate Mike Dell here. So next time I do a list of things that grind my gears, I'll be like, oh man, I really hate The Crow. Sure would hate to read more of that.
I also hate the Crow, and I also would not want to read more of that.
Aw.
But today we will be reading Thor issue 391 because it features the first full appearance of
Yeah.
the Mongoose.
Everyone's favorite animal themed villain at Marvel.
Jank
Of the
was running
hundreds
his
there are.
mouth about the proud noble Mongoose, saying how it needs a name change because it's not a bird. Why are they called a goose? That's just silly.
Yeah.
The mongoose
That's a
is
perfectly
awesome.
reasonable argument, I feel.
One of the greatest characters in literature history, Ricky Tikki Tavi, is a mongoose. I
That is
love
not
Ricky
one of
Tikki
the
Tavi.
greatest characters
Yes, he is.
in history.
Yes, he is. I, I I have a degree in literature. I think I know what I'm talking about. Ricky Tikki Tavi is right at the top. And
Uh-huh.
it's
Yeah, I'm sure it's
mongoose.
Ricky Tikki Tavi and War and Peace. Those are the ones people really like to
Yes.
talk about.
So for Jank to besmirch the proud mongoose really grinded my gears. So to get back at him, we're going to read the first appearance of the mongoose. I did not know there was a mongoose villain, I'll be honest. No.
Yeah, I don't think he's appeared very much. I'm gonna guess he did not have a lot
He
of
actually did have a run.
traction.
We'll get into it in a minute here. But he joined a very
Were they
prominent
all Tom
superhero team.
DeFalco? It seems like he
Uh,
really likes them. But
okay. Well, all right. So before we talk some Thor and Mongoose, let's remind everybody if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're up to 460 subscribers. So
ooh,
I think we picked
okay.
up three, maybe.
Yeah, or two at least.
Yeah. So again, the goal here is 500, and Jank will make me read The Dark Knight Returns. So we're 40
Oh,
away.
oh my God. Maybe by 2030 we'll be there.
At our current pace, it'll be about 5 months. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
that's,
that's asking a lot though. Sometimes it feels like all the people that were going to ever sign up have signed up already. So,
there's also a book out there called Monkey Flip about a chimp detective. And
mhm.
he's just a normal chimp. He is not a chimp who went through high evolutionary kind of nonsense like the mongoose did. Spoiler alert.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So let's talk some mongoose.
Okay,
This
sounds like this is gonna have a
is
lot of overlap with last week's episode with that
kind of,
animator
kind of.
guy.
So technically, his first real appearance, his first appearance was Amazing Spider-Man issue 283, 1986, and
Yeah,
he is created by Tom DeFalco and Ron Frenz, who are the creative team for this Thor issue as well.
what a
And
coincidence.
yeah, see, they were the creative team on Amazing Spider-Man, and they had quite a run there. We'll talk about that later. But they got removed from that book because
Ooh,
they were having creative differences with Jim Owsley.
yeah. The old
So
Christopher Priest there.
everyone was having problems with Jim Owsley.
Yeah.
And
He was trying to drive everyone away.
they apparently, one of the big sticking points was DeFalco and friends wanted to make um, Richard Fisk the Hobgoblin. The Kingpin's son.
Okay. Would have been something.
Yeah,
Better
that'd be
than Ned
fun.
Leeds, who's
That's
already
right.
dead.
That's right. So, Priest or Owsley did not like that. So he removed them from the book, and then they never did anything with Mongoose over there because he just appeared in two panels. Uh, the what's his face? The Absorbing Man and Titania were supposed to pick him up at the airport,
Yeah.
and he was going to maybe get a job with the Masters of Evil or something. I don't know. They're going to ask them to join, but they
In an
like got
interview.
arrested. They got arrested before uh, they could actually pick him up. So you just see him like shadowed, like he's wearing a trench coat and a
Yeah, and
hat.
his sharp teeth.
Teeth. Yeah. Yeah, he talks. It's just two panels. He's thinking, says, "I have a thirst for blood" or something like that. So, but then they got removed from the book before they ever did anything with them. So then they take over Thor in 1987. And right away, within like the first couple issues, they're doing Thor. Hey, we got to get that Mongoose in here. So they bring Mongoose back,
Gotta square
and,
that circle.
and he was born a normal mongoose.
Oh,
So was Ricky Tikki
look
Tavi.
at
Yeah.
that.
But then the High Evolutionary evolved him up into the mongoose guy you see today. So it's just a High Evolutionary product. Um,
Huh. Usually those people are a lot more animal-esque. This guy just had the sharp teeth, but other than that, seemed kind of human.
uh, yeah, because he wears an outfit. Yeah,
Yeah.
when he's fighting Thor and yeah, Spider-Man's in this book as well, which again ties back to DeFalco and Friends. But
Hmm.
when he's fighting them, he has an outfit that makes him look like a mongoose, kind of like he is like a brown face, brown hands, and like a yellow furry outfit, and I don't know, it's crazy. But he's a in his normal form, he's just a white fella, a bald white fella with
Yeah.
spiky teeth.
You'd think being a mongoose, he would have a lot of hair, not go the exact opposite and have no
Yeah.
hair.
So yeah, so in this issue, he's trying to get to Thor for some reason because I think that High Evolutionary wants to get a DNA of Thor or something, and then like I don't know, evolve Thor. I don't know what's going on. I don't
Oh. Yeah, I
I'm
mean, I guess you would want a god's DNA if you're gonna try to make
not
crazy beings.
Yeah, so he's there like he makes reference to his employer and stuff, and it's the High Evolutionary. That's who
Oh, okay.
the employer is. He's there as an agent for the High Evolutionary. And he has a run here on Thor. He appears in a good, I don't know, 6, 7 issues after this. Like,
Holy hell.
I think so. I don't know.
They're really trying to make this stick.
Yeah, try to make the Mongoose a thing. And Mongoose actually has a very pivotal role in the history of Thor because we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
But
I think
the
we saw that in this issue, or at least partially.
actually, not really,
Oh,
because
okay.
but it does come. Yeah, partially it does come
It seemed
back
like it
later
was the
on.
start of it, yeah.
Yeah, but I think what happens in this issue should have been the start because
Yeah.
yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it
But
seems like it was another 40 issues before that happened, so
no, it was
yikes.
like what is it technically like seven, maybe another year, 17 issues or so, year and a half.
Uh,
So I
hmm.
think 408 is when he. Anyway, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
It's so this Mongoose fellow, he went on and he had like he feuded with the because the last week we talked about the animator and the animates and New Mutants with Bird Brain in them. So the
Hmm.
high and we said how they ripped off High Evolutionary because High Evolutionary has his new men or is that what they were called or anti men or what were
Um, yeah, Anna pals, I don't know.
they called? Yeah.
Muppet babies.
But anyway, Mongoose was supposed to be part of that whole group, and then they had a falling out, so he left and he like went on his own, and he got caught. He got arrested for something, and then came that Norman Osborn fella, and he said, "Hey, I got a deal for you. You can either go to prison, or you can be on my team, the Thunderbolts."
Ooh,
And he joined the Thunderbolts. He was a Thunderbolt member for
wow. How do I not remember this?
yeah.
I should know this.
And he was one of the 142 registered superheroes as part of the 50 state initiative.
Hmm.
Mongoose. How about that?
Yeah, I think that was probably what, Colorado, I think was the Thunderbolts, if I remember correctly.
Maybe. So there you go. Mongoose. It's a Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
How about
I
that?
don't think I seem to not remember him lasting all very long if because I don't remember him being part of the core lineup that book. So
All
thinking maybe
right.
they axed him quick.
So this issue is also the first appearance of a very prominent character.
Yeah,
This is the first appearance of Eric Masterson.
that's right.
Now, I don't really know a lot about this guy.
Yeah. I think I know very little as well because really, who cares?
Yes.
Um,
All right, here's what I know. Um, this was his first appearance, and
yep.
I'm done. No,
All right.
he's like a he's like a, construction guy. He builds buildings and stuff, and
Seems
that's
like
his
it's an
gimmick.
architect, maybe.
Possibly, yeah. It seems like that other guy was the
Yeah.
architect there, right?
Yeah. I don't know
Oh,
what that guy was. He's just like the
w-
designer or something.
well,
Like he's just the guy with the
yeah,
vision.
yeah. I think Eric Masterson is the architect. Now, what we talked about earlier about the edit. Can you guess who that other guy's Aloysius R. James Lee, I think his name is. And can you guess who he was based on?
Um, to me, he seemed kind of like Rick James meets
Ja-
Ron Jeremy, the porn star.
James Lee is his last name.
James Lee.
Yeah. Jim Owsley. It was Jim Owsley.
Oh, of course.
So DeFalco and Friends. So in this book, there's a guy named Aloysius James Lee, and he looks like Rick James a little bit, or he looks like who was the guy? Remember who was the character in Spider-Man, who was based on that other artist?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, God. What was that guy?
He looked like a
Oh, from
Prince
that
ripoff.
annual. Yep. Yep.
I can't remember his name, but
Some
anyway,
like French name, I think.
so this character here, this Aloysius guy, he's a designer, and he has this grand vision for this building because he has the vision, and he's trying to, but it's Owsley. They're making fun of Owsley for being this full of himself.
That's pretty
And
great. I
yeah,
like that.
and Owsley even said that I read a quote from him. He's like, "Yeah, it was funny." It's like it was funny. He didn't mind it. He goes, "I deserved it. I deserved it." Because Owsley
At
was a
least they're
young fella.
self-aware.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
young fella trying to you're young going up, you're an editor of Spider-Man all of a sudden, and you're trying to handle all these veteran creators, and you're gonna butt heads, and um,
Yeah.
you know. But he said he deserved it. But anyway, so that's who that is. But yeah, Eric Masterson is the architect, I guess, and in this issue, he's on a construction site. They're building this building, and some steel girders fall on him, like he would be dead.
Hmm.
Like you're not coming back from that. But he just messes up his leg, so he's on crutches. And but then we flash forward to like issue 408, um, and Mongoose is back, and
Uh-oh.
there's a big fight going on, and Mongoose basically shoots Masterson in the chest with some sort of laser thing, and so Masterson's going to die, and Thor's been pals with him over this time. And Thor tells Odin, save this mere mortal,
Hmm.
And the way they save Masterson, is Thor agrees to merge with Masterson now.
Oh, okay.
They make sweet, sweet love. All right, yeah, because we all Thor's very confusing. I still don't understand how Thor works. So
Yeah, they seem
back
to keep just retconning it, and it makes it more confusing.
back in the day, originally there was a Dr. Blake. All right, is it
Yep.
Henry? Henry Blake?
Donald.
Donald
Donald
Blake, yeah.
Blake. Yeah.
Henry was on MASH. Donald Blake, he was a doctor, and Jane Foster was his nurse, and he had
Oh
a he had
yeah.
a he had a gimpy leg, a bum leg, and he was out roaming the countryside, as you do when you have a bum leg, and
Yep. You love to go on hikes then.
he saw some space monkeys. He saw a UFO, and it scared him. He got scared by a UFO, and he went running into a cave, and inside the cave he found a hammer and or a stick. Was it still a stick when he found it?
It was still a stick, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a walking stick. He's like, "Ooh, this'll help."
Yeah, so he hit it against the wall or something to try and scare the space monkeys, and he turned him into Thor. And
Yeah.
and it was the old Mjolnir. And he read the inscription, whoever is worthy of, has the power of Thor. So it seemed like Blake, when he hit the hammer, boom, becomes Thor. And then if he was ever separated from the hammer for like a minute, he reverted back to being Blake.
Yep.
Okay, but now they say, then they said like
Yeah.
Thor really was Blake all along, right?
Yeah, they said like Odin was basically punishing him for, being like a drunken layabout or whatever, and too many whores, Thor. Knock it off. And so he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna punish you by making you a mortal human. And if you happen to find this stick, I guess that means you're worthy again. I don't know."
Yes. Find this stick in a cave somewhere.
Yeah,
You're worthy. I don't know. It's weird.
it really
So
is.
they're really, yeah, it's a real mind bender because so did Blake ever exist or no? I don't know. It's very confusing.
Yeah, it seemed like it was some kind of magically created alter ego that was never a real person to begin with. So. Yeah, but
So
then
then it,
they would go
yeah.
on to merge Thor with other people. Like Eric Masterson was the first one. Then when he came back from Heroes Reborn, there was like a paramedic named Jake Olsen, I think, who he got merged with. But
Jake Olsen. So and then at some point they got rid of Blake. Like so
yeah.
in this issue, Thor is going by the name I forgot to write down his name.
Yeah,
It's
like Sigurd Jarlson or
it's
something.
Sigurd Jarlson. I think that is it. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sigurd Jarlson, and he's just a big jacked Viking looking guy. He's Thor.
Hmm.
He's not Dr. Blake. He's Thor at all times.
Yeah.
And when he goes and gets the hammer, like the hammer's always a hammer. It's not a stick anymore. And when he gets
So he
the
just keeps it
hammer,
in a duffel bag.
but like he's always big muscular Thor, and he always has. But when he hits the hammer on the ground, he the costume pops up, and he wears the costume
Hmm.
now. That's really the only thing he hits the hammer for.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's weird. And so I guess Blake just ceases to like they just did away with the whole
Yeah.
concept of Blake then.
I'm sure they brought I know they brought him back at some point, but yeah, at least for a good number of years there, I would say he was gone entirely.
All right, so Thor takes a job at the construction site in this issue, and he's on hand. He
Yeah.
gets attacked by the Mongoose. Eric Masterson gets that stuff knocked on him. But then in issue 408, Masterson gets injured. Thor makes the deal with Odin. So Masterson, now when he hits the stick on the ground, boom, he turns into Thor. I still don't understand it because now does Masterson cease existing? Like when he's in his Thor body, is he Masterson in his mind or no? He's Thor in his mind.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if it's like a Captain Marvel and Rick Jones thing where they
Yeah,
swap places,
I just
kind
don't
of, and
understand any of it. I don't know. I don't
yeah.
get it. I don't get it.
It's very confusing. But then Thor at some point went away and Masterson just was
Yes.
Thor.
Yes. That happened in what issue is that? 432.
Yeah, that's
So
what I was thinking of, I think.
so they were sharing their body there for a good, 24 issues, 2 years. And then it's just now Matt Thor goes away and Masterson is Thor. See, like, what does that even mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
like
always Thor. I
it
don't
doesn't make
know.
any sense.
All right, so it's Masterson 24/7, I guess. I don't know. He's running the show.
Yeah.
So then in issue 459, Thor
God, they
the
milked this for a long ass time.
yeah, yeah, that really is something when you think about it. So from 408 it starts and like 459, it's 50-ish, 51 issues or 4 years of this
Holy
stuff.
hell.
It's crazy.
People complain about the Clone Saga. I mean, rightfully so, but this is kind of worse.
So in issue 459, the Enchantress like took enchanted this fella, you know, and for some reason the actual Thor shows up again, and this guy smacked Lady Sif for some reason because I guess he's under the Enchantress's control. So that fired up Thor, and he got mad, and he fought Masterson, and they had a fight, and Thor
Ooh.
won, and so Thor reclaimed the mantle of Thor. But when they found out about the Enchantress stuff, and then they said I felt bad for this Masterson guy.
That's so weird you have to reclaim your own name. Like,
Yes.
I'm going to challenge you to be Kevin Jank,
You win.
Mike Dell.
You win. Yeah, I don't want to be Kevin Chang. But
Fair enough.
so so Odin is like a consolation prize. Thor, felt bad for this Masterson guy. They said, "All right, we'll give you your own Uru metal hammer, like your own Mjolnir."
Yeah,
And they gave him a
but
Thunderstrike, a
it'll be
mace.
dinkier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a hammer, it's a mace.
Yep.
So your thunder, well, the hammer's called Thunderstrike. And then Masterson says, I need a name. You know what? I'm going to call myself Thunderstrike too. That way it's easy to remember. I got the hammer and my name, same
Yeah.
thing. So
Should have
he's
gone
now
with
Thunderstrike.
Thunderstruck. You could have had a good AC/DC tie in there in the early 90s.
And basically, he's just Thor with a leather jacket. Wasn't that what he was?
Yeah, like a ponytail and
Yes, he had like
yeah,
the
he looks like
same
a guy who
outfit.
worked at a comic book store if he took slightly better, care of
Yeah,
himself.
a much better care of himself. Holy
Yeah.
kid. Yeah. But yeah, he just looked like Thor, exactly like Thor, but he's wearing a brown leather jacket. Hey,
Yeah, it was like their
Thunderstrike.
90s version of Thor, essentially. Yeah,
And so he got his own series after that.
sure did.
And that was also DeFalco and Friends, I think, doing that. And
Oh,
yeah, DeFalco wrote the first 24 issues of that. So how about
those
that?
guys like working together. I guess that's
Yeah,
good.
they're a good combo. I liked what they did here in this issue. I liked it a
Yeah.
lot. So all right, anything? Oh, Thunderstrike. Then he eventually he dies at some point, right? He dies somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how, but I do remember him dying.
He was
And I
fighting
thought he came
somebody.
back,
He was
like
fighting
everyone
somebody in
does.
Asgard. Maybe a guy named Scourge or something, but
Oh,
Skurge.
sure.
You know that guy?
Yeah, isn't that Enchantress's executioner guy?
Oh, that's. I thought
Or am
he's
I
the
thinking of somebody
executioner.
else?
I don't know. Could be. I don't know. But he was. I think that's who he was fighting, and he won. But like, he died in the in the process, and
Oh, yeah.
so he went to Valhalla. With the Valkyrie or whatever they say. We'll take you to Valhalla. So he went there, and then he was raised from the dead briefly because some guy was raising dead Avengers from that because he was an Avenger for a bit.
Yeah.
Um, I can't remember. Oh, the Grim Reaper was doing it, I think. And
Oh, of course.
yeah, he's raising the Avengers from the dead somehow. Um,
Please tell me that Black Talon guy was involved
I hope so.
with his chicken feet.
But when he was defeated, then Scarlet Witch helped all the dead people become dead again and go to the. She just took them out back and shot them.
Doing this because I love you.
But yeah, he is dead. But I believe his son is now Thunderstruck
Oh.
because
He
he's
just
a son,
calls it his
Chris.
bowling team that?
So yeah, because that was his gimmick. He was a single father. He was a divorced father, but he had custody of the child, and his assistant lady was trying to help him take care of the kid. But then when he became Thor, he gave the kid to the mother because he was worried about keeping the kid safe. You'll be safe,
Hmm.
or I don't know. You're Thor though. I think you'd be able to keep him safe. You're Thor.
Yeah, but you gotta go to Asgard every like a couple days for months at a time.
I suppose. So, all right. Anything else about Thunderstrike?
No. That's more than
Okay.
anyone's talked about Thunderstrike in the last 20 years.
All right. So the creative team here is Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends. DeFalco, we talked about DeFalco many times. He's former editor in chief. After this, he became editor in chief and whatnot. So,
Hmm.
but he did all but 2 issues of Thor from issue 383 to 459, and that was from 1987 to 1993. So that's a hell of a run.
Holy hell. You think he was
And
just doing that so you didn't have to work with Owsley? Like, he ain't doing Thor books, so I'm safe here. Just gonna
uh,
stay.
that Aloysius character, the parody of Owsley, he appeared in this issue. He appeared in the next issue, and then he was gone until the 440s. So he was gone for like a good 4 years, and then he
Oh.
popped up for three more appearances.
I think Owsley pissed him off again
I
at
know
that
Owsley
point.
had to do something, I guess.
Yeah.
He brought him back. And then, as I mentioned, DeFalco also did the first 24 issues of Thunderstrike from 1993 to 95. All right, so the artist
Okay.
Ron Friends, I don't know if we've ever talked about Ron Friends on the show here, but he was born in
Feels like we
1960,
would have.
probably, but he was born in 1960 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, my
Oh.
neck of the woods. Yeah, Ron Friends.
So he got destroyed in the new universe
Oh, that's right, the new universe.
along with Jim Shooter.
Uh, and me apparently, because I probably would have got caught in that as well. Um,
No, no, the hospital's still fine.
so the first Marvel work was Kazar the Savage, issue 16 in 1982. And then he became the regular artist on The Amazing Spider-Man in 1984. He and his run was when they debuted the black costume. And so he spent his entire time drawing Spider-Man in the black costume, basically. So And I think he's also he and DeFalco. This is also Silver Sable was created during this run,
Oh, sure.
and some other guy, kind of like the Mongoose, but not the Mongoose. Was there another like animal themed guy who?
There's so many.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't
Um,
remember any that were created around that time per se, but
mm,
I'm sure there were some.
can't remember. But anyway, he was only supposed to fill in on the book for 6 issues because the plan was that John Romita Jr. was going to draw Amazing Spider-Man and Uncanny X-Men. But
Ooh,
while he was
bold
beginning
choice.
when he was beginning his run on Uncanny X-Men, he wanted to really, get the foundation set, really do a good job and everything. So they're like, all right, you just focus on that. We'll have Ron Friends fill in for you for 6 issues. But Friends and DeFalco just hit it off, as we've seen over the years. Now they have this partnership, but they just hit it off. They gelled perfectly, and everyone was happy with the work Friends was doing. So when John Romita Jr. came back and ready to take, because he's going to be doing both books at once. That was the plan, and he saw what Friends was doing. He knew that Friends was doing a good job, and he wanted to, everyone was liking his work. And he goes, "Hey, you know what? Just keep going." He's like, "You
Yeah.
can just do it." So Friends, he says he owes a big debt to John Romita Jr. for letting him take over Spider-Man like that. So
Oh, that's nice.
yeah,
Obviously, Romita Jr. would get his chance with Spider-Man many
yeah.
times, so
And we talked about Jim Owsley removing DeFalco and Friends from Spider-Man in 1986, and then they became the creative team of Thor in 1987, and they did all but nine, or Friends did all but 9 issues from 383 to 459. So he was in that whole run basically with DeFalco, and then Friends went to DC in 1985, and he became the regular artist of Superman, and
hey,
he did all but 4 issues from 106 to 135. So a 2.5 year run there. So that's something he did. Spider-Man, Thor, and Superman. That's pretty good, And he did a
yeah,
lot of other stuff too. But those are three pretty iconic characters to be drawn.
yep,
And all right, and
something to hang your hat on.
you probably are familiar. You were reading Spider-Man a lot, or did you read a lot of Spider-Man during Friends' run, or
Definitely a handful of them for sure.
yeah. All right. So I guess that's all the background we need for this. Let's get to Mongoose. Why don't you describe the cover for us there, Jeff?
Oh boy, Mongoose. All right. So we got the little corner box there. Thor is kind of, throwing the shot put, looks like. And then we got the mighty Thor in dark blue letters with kind of like a peach kind of shading around the
Yeah,
outsides.
that is a weird combination. Blue and
Yeah.
peach.
I don't dislike it, but it's a weird one. And so they are up on a skyscraper here, just on a bunch of steel girders. And you got Thor there, looking like he's nutting really hard. And
I
he's
don't know if
tape.
that's how I'd describe it, but all right, yeah. It's a kid show. I get
Yeah. If we want to get to 500, we gotta increase our listener base to perverts. So Thor's cape is getting all torn to shreds, and he's crying about it because Mongoose, oh, this dastardly Mongoose is going around him in little speedy circles. And
it.
so he's there. He's kind of just got his claws bared. He's not really touching Thor at the moment, but he wants to. And then we got Spider-Man just kind of camped out behind, kind of just yelling, I guess, watch out, even though he's not actually doing it, but he's got like lines coming out of his mouth, like he is yelling something. And it says, call him Mayhem, call him Mongoose.
It's
Still needed to change that name. And then there's an arrow pointing to Spider-Man that says, it had to happen, guest starring the Amazing Spider-Man.
How about that.
Yeah,
So I like the
finally got
cover.
to.
It's a good shot of Thor.
A little
And
too much white on the cover for me, just the weird
yeah,
white sky.
that's true. That's true. It's a valid critique. But again, Mongoose, he wears like this yellow furry outfit. And
Yeah. Got like the weird like I don't know what you call those long whiskers type things
mhm.
going down. Like he's got a really long mustache that just goes down.
I'll be honest, he looks nothing like an actual mongoose.
No.
Like mongoose just don't look like that. But yeah, that's the
You don't see a
old
lot of
mongoose.
yellow mongooses, but yeah.
So we open it up. Stan Lee presents the Mighty Thor, the Madness of Mongoose. And we get a good shot of Spider-Man swinging through the city.
Yeah, Ron Friends
And
gets to draw him in the red costume for once,
yeah, red and
apparently.
blue. And apparently this is just a cheap knockoff costume that he got in Germany. Is this did
That's
he pick
right.
this up
In
Wolverine?
Spider-Man Wolverine. Yep.
Yeah, how about that? And the inker here is Brett Breeding. I think they make a good combination. I really like the art here. Um, but yeah, he's just now the one thing I have problem I have with this is why is Spider-Man talking to himself?
I
I
mean,
mean,
he always does that.
but shouldn't these be thought balloons, not speech balloons, you know?
He's an outgoing guy. He likes to
He's
he
talking to
likes to
himself.
chat. It keeps him warm in the snowy climate.
But yeah, he's just happy swinging around the city in his old red and blue again. And he's thinking about Mary Jane, and she's on a
Yeah.
modeling gig. And there's a sexy shot of Mary Jane in a bikini. But I will say, at this point in time, Mary Jane is rocking a hell of a mullet. Uh,
Yes, I was gonna mention that. Yeah. The front looks very strange too. Like, why is it? Yeah. It's like it got
it's
chopped off.
it's real puffy in the front and short
Yep.
and party in the back. So
Yeah.
there we
It's
go.
kind of like got a long shot look going on there.
Yes. But he's kind of bemoaning the fact that she's got to make so much. She's making a lot of money here from her modeling,
Yeah.
and Spider-Man feels like he's not pulling his weight. He's she makes so much
But
more
he's
money than
excited that she's gonna come home from the shoot with some free samples of bikinis. So
yes.
it's not all bad.
And so yeah, it is snowing there. That's pretty cool. And what does he say here at the end? He just says he's got to find. Oh, he's hoping to take some action shots, to sell to the Daily Bugle
Yeah.
because
That old chestnut.
yeah, might go to get some Chinese food for dinner. They can pull that off. So, but he's swinging by the Biltwell Motel or Biltwell Hotel. I guess it's not a motel. And his spider
Yeah, this is
sense
a
is tingling just a
classy
wee little
place.
bit, just a wee little bit. He doesn't even notice, just doesn't even notice. And inside the hotel, there's some staff there talking about how this guy in his room is a real weirdo. He never leaves the room, and he's been there for months and just
I
eats a
think he
lot.
may have been involved from a mongoose.
And sure enough, it's the mongoose. And
Yep.
again, he's like a bald white dude with spiky teeth. And he's got some fancy contraption that what does he call it? A seismograph.
Of course. It's like a
And,
spirograph, but
and I
not
guess
as
it's
fun.
it's tracking Thor because Thor has finally returned to Earth. He was gone
Yep.
for a while, right? And or I don't know where he was.
Yeah. Where did he say he was off like doing stuff with the Celestials or something?
Yeah, because
It
he wasn't
wasn't
in
really in
Asgard.
Asgard. Yeah. You can't get back to
Because
Asgard.
yeah, the Rainbow Bridge was destroyed a year or two before this. So yeah, he can't. There's nothing linking Earth and Asgard anymore.
Yep.
And so now we see Thor walking the streets, and again he's super jacked Thor, but he's wearing glasses.
Sigurd Jarlson. Yeah. He's going with the Superman approach of just put on some glasses. No one will notice.
Apparently his knapsack also has a toupee. I don't know what's going on there. Like, why does his knapsack have
That's
a giant
his,
toupee?
yeah.
I don't understand.
Uh, well, maybe he's just like his blanket, like he's just homeless.
Uh, see, now here, these are thought balloons. This is what Spider-Man should have earlier. It
Well,
is good
Thor's
if
on the street. He'd look weird if he was talking to himself. Spider-Man's swinging up in the sky. There's no
uh,
one around to be like, "What's up with this weirdo?" Wearing PJs, talking to himself.
too much time has passed since the God of Thunder last walked among mortal men. I have been to hell, one L, abode of the dead, and battled celestials on a distant planet. But I am still overwhelmed by the intoxicating vitality of the human race. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not.
He's probably going to the strip club, sounds like.
So he goes back to his old. Oh, he's like, I'm anxious to return to my apartment and resume my mortal guise as Sigurd Jarlson. And then he goes to where
He's
his
like,
old
wait
apartment
a
building was.
minute.
Yeah,
There's a
they
construction site out at the place where his old apartment used to be, and they're putting up a Toys R Bucks.
always are bucks. The building where I used to live, it's gone. And like the newsstand guy says, "Where you been, Mac?" They cleared out all the tenants and tore down that old flea trap weeks ago.
Oh man.
Uh,
All my stuff. What happened to my
yeah.
Funkos?
So he's thinking to himself about Asgard, and I guess Bodar the Brave is up there now or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's I guess the leader. He's kind of ruling over Asgard at this point.
And Bodar had told him to stay in Asgard. And he's like, ah, man, I should have really stayed in Asgard because now I don't even have my flea trap hotel anymore.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I can't go back to Asgard because the Rainbow Bridge is destroyed. So I'm gonna call a sex hotline. No, he calls a what does he call? He goes to the payphone and he calls somebody.
Yeah,
Um,
his old boss, because he used to do construction for this guy. So he's like, "Hey, how you doing, Jerry? You got any work?" He's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, totally."
yeah, apparently
So
this Jerry guy knows he's Thor.
yeah, sure does.
That's
So
that's
they've had adventures before. I guess it's hard to hide when you're looking exactly like Thor and constantly
but he's
having
got
Thor battles on
glasses
your
on
job site.
and his rucksack has a toupee. So don't worry about it. But yeah, Jerry hires him and puts him right to work.
Yep. But
And
first, oh, the meeting of Titans here. He's got to introduce him to Eric Masterson.
yeah. Come meet Sigurd Jarlson. Hey, Eric Masterson. And Masterson's talking to one of the construction guys and like, can you believe these changes? They're insane. He's like, we'll discuss them later, Bill. And then we see our buddy Aloysius make an appearance, his first appearance. And he's like, bah, he's only the architect. This building is an Aloysius R. James Lee production. It's my work, my vision, my statement to the world of contemporary architecture. I don't care what it costs or how long it takes. I want it to be perfect. That's why I've decided to tear it down and start over. So yeah, basically, just making fun of Owsley in
It's
this
so good.
Spider-Man situation.
That does make it so much better when you know that this is
Yes,
supposed to
it
be
does.
Owlsley. Uh,
It does. But Aloysius is still going on and on and on. Don't bother me with such petty details. I'm a genius, an artist. This building will be my masterpiece. And Masterson says, and our nightmare. So, well, having a little fun with Aloysius. And
yep.
then we see a hand with the seismograph, a hand with the claws and everything. And it's Mongoose. And
Uh-oh.
he's ready to attack. I will say this for Sigmund Jarlson. He looks like a guy should be working at a construction site. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I called an old
Picked
buddy
the
and say,
right.
hey, can you give me a job at that construction site? They're gonna be, no, you're way too thin. You cannot work here. But yeah, Sigmund Jarlson, he's carrying all these heavy things around, you know. He's Thor. So that's good.
Yeah.
And what happens here, Jank?
Well, he just kind of gets bitch slapped out of nowhere and he goes flying. And he's like, "What? Something struck me, but what was it? And why me?"
Yeah, and they're
And
way up high on this building they're building. So
yeah.
uh,
But
and
turns out he ups the mongoose. And he's like, "Yeah, my boss sent me to get you, so you're my selected prey and the one who will soon die a terrible death at the hands of the merciless mongoose."
we had Ming the Merciless a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now we have the Merciless Mongoose. So
Mongoose could be from Planet Mongo.
yeah. That's right, Mongo, yeah. So old Thor though, he leaps at the mongoose, even though they're on a building like very high up.
Yeah.
And mongoose just
Uh,
sidesteps him and chucks him off the building. he's he's falling. He's like, I cannot fly without the aid of my enchanted Uru hammer, and even my immortal body may not survive or fall from this height. I don't think you know what immortal means then, if you don't.
yeah, I'm pretty
Uh,
sure it would.
but I cannot lose
The
hope.
point of being a god if just falling off a building is going to kill you.
But I cannot lose hope. I will not fall victim to despair. I am Thor, god of thunder, and I will find a way to save myself. How? You're falling straight down. What are you going to do, buddy? What are you going to
Also, I
do?
mean, the hammer is in like a bag in the guy's like trailer. He can just call it and have it come,
I don't know if you can
even if
whistle at
he's.
the hammer and have it come, can you? I don't know if that's a thing.
I
Can you do
think
that?
so. I'm pretty sure he can.
I don't think so. Like
Especially
when
by
he
this point
throws
when
it,
it's not. Yeah.
it comes back to him. But I don't. I think he has to actually go get it.
Maybe I'm just thinking of the movies, but in the movies it definitely does. Remember? Like
Really?
he would like, yeah, yeah. Like there were
I
whole
don't.
parts where he was like, wait, he would just hold his arm out and then be waiting for.
Oh, but he didn't throw it ahead of time. He didn't chuck it around the earth.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Because in this issue, he actually go to run and get the hammer as well. So this isn't the only time he
Yeah.
doesn't do it. But anyway, before he hits the ground, Spider-Man saves him,
Yep.
and Spider-Man doesn't know he's Thor. He's just like, "Wow, you're a big one," and he catches him.
You stay down here on the ground where it's safe, buddy.
Relax, Blondie. I already spotted your fur-covered friend. You stay here where it's safe. Leave the rough stuff to the experienced do-gooder like me. I like.
I'm gonna go do the rough stuff with that furry up there.
When I read this, I didn't know DeFalco was on Spider-Man before this, and
Ah,
I thought, oh well, he's doing a good job writing Spider-Man. I felt like this was Spider-Man. I think he did a good job,
yep,
and it makes sense because he used to write Spider-Man.
yep. Makes tons of sense.
So what happens when Spider-Man goes up to Mongoose there, Jake?
Mongoose takes a swipe at him, and he's like, "Oh, this fool doesn't realize that our paths crossed once before." And we get the little shout out there to Amazing Spider-Man number 283, where
Uh,
they just missed each other. And so Thor, meanwhile, on the ground, he's like, "I better go get my hammer and bang that on the ground here." So he goes, gets it from his bag with its
but the toupee. Look at that giant
yeah.
toupee on his back.
And he does it. He turns into Thor, and he goes flying back up there. And
Yeah, and again, by turning into Thor, he gets the Thor costume, and his hair now is not in a ponytail,
yeah,
and the helmet is on his head. Yeah, so
the makeover he needed.
yeah, Mongoose and Spider-Man are going at it. They're both very fast, so they can't really having trouble hit each other. And
Yeah. But
and
Mongoose
Aloe,
has a trick up his sleeve because everyone knows that Mongoose are well known for their poisonous gas.
yeah, apparently he's got some gadgets. The High Evolutionary
Yeah.
equipped his outfit with some gadgets, so he can also shoot like energy beams or concussive beams or something out of there. And but yeah, he uses the gas a couple times in this issue, and Spider-Man gets all woozy. But before that happens, old Aloysius is like,
Maybe
"Stop
he just
leaping
trained with
around,
Asuka to learn how to spit
spit
the
in the
green
mist."
mist.
He spit the mist. Aloysius says, "Stop leaping around, Spider-Man. Move in and slug him." He's trying to tell him what to do, because he's Jim Owsley. But Spider-Man's all woozy. Mongoose is about to bite him in the neck, bite his
Yeah.
head off, and Pwunk. Thor comes in with the hammer fist to the jaw, and then just picks up Mongoose in one arm, and he's just holding him in the air, and he's talking to Spider-Man. How dost thou fare, wall crawler? Yeah, this was the problem with Thor back then.
Yeah, it really was.
Dost thou fare?
You think once he's Thor all the time and not giving up with the whole Donald Blake thing, he would have learned to assimilate better, learn how people talk.
So Mongoose like grabs the floor up above him and pulls himself up away from Thor, and then he just starts running around like a little monkey or a mongoose, and Thor can't touch him because he's so fast. He's so fast.
Yeah, lightning quick.
And so Thor actually hits the floor they're standing on with his hammer and shatters it. So good thinking. And everyone falls. And Spider-Man saves Aloysius.
Yeah.
And he's like, "This is your fault, Spider-Man. If you'd only listened to me, that madman would have been defeated long ago. Trust me, I'm a genius. Just put me down out of harm's way, and I'll gladly direct this fight for you." And they had to be so happy when they did this.
Yep. They were giggling like schoolgirls, I'm sure.
And Spider-Man says, "Don't worry, pal. I know the perfect place for you." And he just webs him upside down with his mouth covered in webs, and he has him hanging the first floor. So, all right, Jank. How does the fight go there with Thor and the Mongoose?
So we're kind of at the point in the cover where Mongoose is just kind of going around tearing the shit out of Thor's cape, just ripping it up for some reason. Not really doing any damage to Thor, it seems like, but his cape's really getting it hardcore. And Thor is like, all right, I've had enough of this. I wield forces which are inconceivable to man. My mystic mallet can attain velocities which are beyond your ability to grasp. And he just kind of spins real quick, like
Yeah,
knocks Mongoose off.
yeah, he just sticks out the hammer and like spins around like a top.
Yeah.
And Mongoose basically runs into it. And then he
He's
throws the
like, oh
hammer at
man.
Mongoose.
Yep.
And the hammer's like chasing Mongoose.
And
He
then it
catches,
scoops up his foot in
yeah,
the little, handle of the hammer there, the strop or whatever that's called.
technical term, yeah. And but then he just drops Mongoose in the air so so he can fall to his death. Way to go,
Yep.
Thor.
But Spider-Man's like, ah, Thor wasn't really trying to kill you. I think he was.
Yeah.
Like,
So Spider-Man swings by, puts him in like a head scissors, and then yanks him up and spikes him into the floor there, right up on high in the building. And so Mongoose looks all defeated, and Thor's like, "Arise, Valen, arise and face me." And Mongoose just runs away. He's like, "I'm out of here." They chase him down to like the basement area of the building, the first floor, and
Mhm.
more gas spits the green mist right in his face.
Yep. And then he
And
throws a tank tread at him. It
yeah,
was handy there on
I
the
don't know what
the
that is.
construction site.
Some sort
I
of
guess that's from
equipment.
like a bulldozer or something, but
Yeah, he chucks it into the support beams for the entire building. So the entire building is starting to come down. And that's when the steel I beams are falling from like, 40 floors above. And
Yep.
Eric Masterson pushes that Jerry guy out of the way, and the I beams land on him. He is so dead. So dead.
Yeah, like everything below the waist would just be crushed. Like it would be of paste, a fine paste.
That's that's why
But
I
no,
want
he
to
just
head to the
has a
next
broken
issue.
leg.
I want to see, yeah, what was wrong with him. Yeah, he's just on crutches the next issue. He's fine.
Yeah,
And,
can still walk.
but Thor, this reminds me of Hulk in Secret Wars when he's supporting the whole mountain on his back.
Oh yeah.
And Thor is supporting the whole building on his back, and he's straining to hold it up. And the mongoose just runs away. And so
Hmm.
Spider-Man hurries up and he makes a little support out of all the I beams and he webs them together. He's got about 10 or 12 I beams in there doing the work of one Thor. And so they brace the building. Thor can let go. And they're walking outside talking about, hey, let's go have a beer or something. Let's go.
Like I can't. It's not my break time yet.
But then Jerry's like, hey, Thor, we got a problem here. Eric was hit by some falling debris and he needs a doctor fast. Because you know what you want to do when someone who could have a spinal cord injury, just scoop them up and fly them through the air with a hammer.
Fine.
That's what you want to do. So he flies off
Apparently it works.
carrying the rag doll that was once Eric Masterson. And he goes flying away to the nearest hospital. And Spider-Man's like, oh man, I didn't even get any shots for the Daily Bugle.
Yep.
It's classic Spider-Man. Classic
Wow,
Spider-Man.
wow. One step forward, two steps back.
He's like, geesh, there are some days when I can't do anything right. And now we cut to Asgard. And
Everyone's favorite part of the Thor books.
what's
Let's
going
see
on
what's
here,
going
Jake?
on in Asgard.
Yeah.
So Balder's just walking around, or he's riding around in his blue horse, and he's like, "Yeah, for the past several weeks, savage invaders have ravaged our beloved land. We desperately need Thor's help, but we cannot find him. Is it possible that he has perished?" He's like, "Well, we can't use the Rainbow Bridge anymore, so we got to find a new way to get to Earth and get Thor. I heard the Grand Vizier has a plan. I'm gonna go see him."
Like, do you know who this Grand Vizier guy? I never heard of this guy. Is he a thing?
No,
Okay.
I don't remember this guy at all.
But apparently he's in his laboratory, so they got to go to the laboratory.
Yeah,
And
he's their science guy, I guess. And
he looks
he's
like
like, "Yep,
Merlin. Yeah.
don't worry, I got it all figured out. There's a lot of risks, but it's all gonna work out, I swear." And Balder's like, "All right, strap me in." And they're like, "No, no, no, not you. The Warriors Three are here, and they kind of, well, two of them fought it out to see who would go." Volstagg was like, "Not me." I'm staying here.
Hey, yeah, Hogan beat what's the other guy's name? Fandral.
Fandral, yeah.
Yeah, so the winner got to go. That's how brave
Yep.
these guys are.
Yeah. Not Volstagg though. He's like, I'm gonna stick around here. They might have ribs later on tonight. It's Taco Tuesday.
So yeah, he's got to hold on to some contraption, and like it's supposed to shoot him from Asgard to Earth, because with no Rainbow Bridge, this will get him to Earth. And
Yeah.
but it looks like we get some Kirby crackle, and it looks very painful. And Hogan is just screaming, and
Yeah. They're like,
uh,
so be it. Let the process begin, and may the gods have mercy on thee.
to
To
be
be
continued.
continued.
Next issue, the frightening fate of Hogan the Grim, a startling guest appearance by a certain man without fear.
Who could
It's
that
Daredevil.
be?
It's Daredevil.
Oh,
And the son of
spoiler.
Odin battles a terrifying new menace when quicksand kills. Now, did you ever hear of quicksand?
No, I did look at the next issue, and apparently she's just female Sandman.
Yeah, a big foxy Sandman. I thought it was
Yeah.
just a really
What if
big meaty
Sandman
lady.
had sand boobs?
It's quicksand. She looks badass. She's like giving it to all of them, man. She's like smacking everybody around.
Well, to be fair, anyone with actually good powers is going to take down Daredevil.
No, no, no. She's not fighting Daredevil. Uh, Daredevil's with Hogan, the Grim.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she's beating up Thor and stuff with
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, Hogan the Grim, like he does get to Earth, but when he gets there, like the process makes him all loopy, and so like he's hallucinating when he gets there, and he's seeing like all like every normal person he sees like a villain of Asgard or whatever, and so like he's just tearing through the city, like because he thinks he's
Wow.
fighting all these mortal enemies, and uh and Daredevil's like trying to slow him down and talk him to him and stuff, So
Okay, so this is not a very good long-term solution to this uh Rainbow Bridge being down problem.
yeah, yeah. But he eventually comes around, this Hogan guy, eventually. But
Yeah, yeah.
all right, so there you go. There's the issue. I enjoyed this quite a bit. I I liked I love Friends' art. It's very classic comic book art, and
Yeah,
there
I
were
see that.
panels where it seemed like he was really leaning into the Jack Kirby kind of stuff. Um,
Yeah, that's not a selling point for me.
I like it. That's kind of art I like. It's I don't know. This is just classic comic book stuff for me, and
Sure.
uh, and Tom DeFalco did a good job writing it. I like the when you've learned about Aloysius, it really goes to that stuff.
Yes. Yes, it really did. I think I was leaning towards like a 6 or a 6.5, but I might go full 7 now just for that
Oh,
that Owlsley thing.
yeah, I might even go higher. So, but I like the setup here. You can tell DeFalco he's got like long-term stuff in mind here with Hogan and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
because
Eric Masterson.
yeah, I
Gotta
did want
set
to
that
read the
up.
next issue to see like, oh, what happens to Masterson? What happens to
Oh.
Hogan?
How do they fix his powdered bones?
So he did a good job here structuring the issue and everything. So yeah, I liked everything they did here. No real complaints. And Mongoose was awesome. Mongoose.
I
'Cause,
like his stupid like it's like a 70s medallion. Not quite as big, but I don't know why he has that in like the late 80s.
um, I like that because Mongoose, he's a badass. He's like so fast and he's trying to go right at Thor, but he's clearly overpowered by Thor. So
Yeah.
when they're fighting, it's like Thor's just like annoyed by Mongoose, but Mongoose is really trying to give it to him.
Yeah, he would have
And
been a better villain for Spider-Man. Thor, he's kind of
uh,
like, I got this handled.
but yeah, I really liked how they did that. Like they made him willing to fight Thor, but he's not actually gonna like beat Thor. Come on, he's Thor. Um,
Yeah, exactly.
so I liked it. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. This is what I'm looking for in a comic book. This
Okay.
was fun. I love the art. The writing was solid. So yeah, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, there really wasn't anything wrong with it. I don't have any major complaints or nothing.
Yeah. You're just taking it, you're docking it a point because you're mongoose tax, which I don't really like. That you penalize all things mongoose.
I mean, not all things. There's a really good Dead Milkman song called "The Woman Who
Oh,
Was
good
Also a
Lord.
Mongoose."
Good Lord. When I was a kid, I believe there's a bicycle called the Mongoose, and it was
Oh,
kids always wanted the Mongoose. But so there you go, the Mongoose.
Mongoose. Yeah, he
Good
certainly
world.
is a thing.
All right, Jank, try to beat that next week.
Oh, I think I can because next week I'm not going to bury the lead. It's a buy one get one free Jank sale because cousin Pete will be making his
Oh,
triumphant return.
two Janks for the price of one. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So cousin Pete's going to come on and we're going to finally, hopefully, talk about the Flash with cousin Pete
Oh
because he loves the
yeah,
Flash.
cousin Pete loves the Flash. Wasn't he? Was it
Yep.
the Rainbow Raider he was supposed to be here
Yep.
for?
Yep.
And
We
okay,
almost had
so
him then, but he couldn't make it. So hopefully, things, the sun
all right.
rises in the right place and we get him here next week. So we're going to be doing an issue that also has a Green Lantern backup story. So, I mean, this is all coming up, Pete, right here. Um,
Oh, that's right. He loves the Green Lantern as well.
yeah. So we're going to be doing The Flash number 231 from 1975, I do
Oh,
believe.
nice. I love the 1970s.
Yeah, this
Uh,
this one looks goofy. There's a bunch of the rogues are in this, as well as a new villain who looks a lot like kind of giving Turner D Century vibes, which I'm like, ooh, oh
all
yeah, give me some of this.
right, sweet. Flash 231. I was contemplating picking a Flash at some point soon because I is Captain Cold in this one?
You know what? He might not be like the one
Uh,
rogue that kind of left out.
because I wanted to like learn more about this Captain Cold guy because he
Yeah.
seems so dumb, but I just want to learn about Captain Cold.
I mean, he's not bad. I feel like Mr. Freeze, he's, like that,
Uh,
but wearing a parka.
yes, a stylish parka. So, all right, cousin Pete and the Flash next week here on Flea Market Fantasy. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. So until then, oh, don't get too janks on you next. Yeah, don't get any
Oh,
jank
yeah.
on you.